Got the coffee brewing. Let's do this video. I'm going to be discussing what I know about the New Zealand mass shooting. I am not going to be discussing politics relating to it. I'm not going to be discussing gun control relating to it. I'm not going to talk about the notoriety, the publicity, and the demagoguery that people are already putting out about it. I'll probably do that in another video, but let's just get to talking about the mass shooting itself. Okay. The mass shooter, I'm not going to say his name because he acted alone. Or at least I think he acted alone. He did try rigging up explosives in one of his vehicles, and he did have AR type rifles. And funny enough, I actually thought his AR rifles were painted. He instead written his own message on the weapons. He had 2 rifles, 2 shotguns, if I remember correctly. And he went from mosque to mosque shooting Muslims. At the Christchurch Mosque, he shot the most people. Currently, there is 49 dead, and I'm sure he's going to face life or death in New Zealand law. So the shooting itself at those mosques lasted a few minutes, probably even seconds. Each individual, even at the first mosque, there was an individual there that tried stopping the shooter, tried tackling him. He was one of the first ones to get killed. The shooter, over the course of the few months following the shooting, was preparing and planning and readying himself for the shooting. He purchased weapons, and he had illegally purchased a 30-round magazine. He made his New Zealand weapons compliant with the country's laws. But the first illegal action he made was purchasing a 30-round magazine, because if I had to wager a guess at what the legal capacity for rifle magazines are, it's about 10 rounds, maybe less. I don't know the laws in New Zealand, and the laws are going to change, that's for sure, because that's what the Prime Minister said. I'm not talking about the politics in this video. I'll save it for another video. The individual that was responsible for the mass shooting did get stopped by the New Zealand police. Over the course of the years following the shooting, he traveled to Eastern Europe, and specifically Turkey and Istanbul, because I guess it was a pilgrimage for him to try to find some justification for his planned assault in the years to come. The individual is also considered a white supremacist. He written his own manifesto where he called himself an eco-fascist. He agreed with conservative public figures such as Candace Owens, which I'm sure Candace Owens is going to denounce. I'm not sure she has to. She has no hand in involvement in this mass shooting. If you also want an example of how mentally unstable this individual is, he also said subscribe to PewDiePie, which PewDiePie later came out and said, I'm disgusted by this, and which of course he should. He bears no responsibility, but the fact that someone emulated him in some way or fashion before performing a horrific act is something that everyone should recognize. I recognize it's a horrific act. People are calling it a mass shooting. People are calling it a terror attack. I'm considering it to be a terror attack and a mass shooting. There's no reason why they can't be both. The individual responsible acted alone. He live streamed it on Facebook, which of course is another disgusting thing to do. Probably a good thing I gave up on Facebook 2 years ago. And I'm sure this individual is going to face death. There has been some exceptions for countries and state laws to create concessions for the death penalty. For instance, in the Boston Marathon bombing, the one of the individuals that was captured alive, the younger brother, was responsible for the bombing, and part of Boston or Connecticut doesn't uphold the death penalty, but in this exception, they decided to give this individual the death penalty in Boston. But this individual in New Zealand, I'm not sure if he's going to get the death penalty. He is responsible for the deaths of 49 people. I feel for these people. I really do. I feel sympathy for them. And that's coming from a Christian to Muslims. It's not about religion, it's about ideology, and these people didn't deserve to get shot up. They really didn't. These people deserve to practice a religion peacefully. These are peaceful people in New Zealand. These people really were. This individual went to their mosques and shot them up. He planned it, he coordinated the attack, he live streamed it, he rigged explosives in his vehicle, he bought weapons. The New Zealand Gun Club is disavowing the attack, saying that they're not responsible for this attack, which of course they should. They're not responsible for the attack. Obviously, the shooter is responsible for the attack. In the manifesto, this individual wrote that he was trying to protect and defend the white ethnic race from whatever. It's stupid. It really is. It's just someone trying to come up with some justification for his horrific act. Therefore, he's going to come up with something stupid for it. Probably in the next video, I'm going to be talking about the public reaction to it, or the public's reaction to it. I'm going to be talking about Kim Kardashian. I'm going to be talking about Onision. I'm going to be talking about a few other people. I'm going to be talking about two sides that say they're for gun control, and two sides say they're equally horrific by the act and want change, but they don't know what the change is. So the individual claims to be an eco-fascist, whatever that means. There's just so many definitions for political ideologies that I really can't keep up with it anymore. It's not enough that people are liberals or conservatives, Republicans or Democrats, left-wing or right-wing. They have to be eco-something and claim they're a fascist at the same time. I don't get it. The individual is a deranged mental nutcase who New Zealand is probably going to implement laws about where people have traveled within the last 5 years. The mental stability of that individual, the drugs and narcotics that individual is taking for their mental health, and possibly even an assault weapons ban. I'm probably going to touch on that a little bit in the next video. But that's it for this video. It's getting a little long, and I don't want to bore you guys with all the details. I left links and sources down below so you guys can go ahead and check them out. I left a Wikipedia article about this individual where it includes a great amount of details of who this individual is. I left video links to the victims and who they are. See you guys next time.